Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Left Off the Map, where today we are making banana bread. Banana bread is a classic mid-morning snack. And I think it's something, well, it's probably something you can eat any time of the day. It's something that I even have of an evening with a cup of tea, something a lot of people have for breakfast mid-morning. You can have it with or for lunch. So having a classic banana bread recipe up your sleeve is important, I think. So we're going to go through just a basic banana bread recipe. So we're going to start by adding our some of our ingredients, our butter and our sugar, into our stand mixer. And I'm going to mix those together until it's kind of a little bit fluffier than it normally is. I've got brown sugar, butter, and I'm adding a little bit of white sugar. So our butter in. Brown sugar and normal white sugar. I'm going to beat that until it's nice and fluffy. I'm going to find some eggs from the chickens and pop them in. My sugar, my butter and my eggs have come together. So we can take our paddle out, take a mixing bowl out, and the rest we're going to mix by hand, so we're going to fold it in. So I need 2 normal sized bananas mashed up. So because these are little, I'm going to use 3. I'm going to use 2 of the sort of really ripe ones, and then 1 of the sort of in-between ones. If they've started to bruise and break down like that, that's fine. That's not a problem for baking. So just want to mash these with a fork. Mashed up enough so that they'll fold through the mixture. Okay, so there's our mashed banana. Pop that in. And there are a few other basic ingredients that are going to go into my basic banana bread. So a little bit of cinnamon and allspice in there mixed together. Some vanilla. Banana and honey is a great combination. I'm lucky to have leatherwood honey here in Tasmania. This is leatherwood and pepperberry honey. So the spice of the pepperberry is going to go really nice with the other spices that we've got in there, the allspice and the cinnamon. And then I'm going to use 2 raising agents. Because we've added the banana in, it's quite dense. We're going to need 2 raising agents to try and make it a little bit lighter and fluffier than it would be because of all that banana in there. So I've got bicarb and baking powder, a teaspoon of each. And then I need about 1.5 cups of plain flour. Or until the batter is kind of the consistency that you want it to be by your eye. I got that pretty right first time, so I'm happy with that. Now to finish off, this goes into a loaf tin, which I'll do in a minute, but I'm also going to create some banana to go on top, and then I'm going to sprinkle that banana with raw sugar. So for one of these eating bananas, I'll show you, sometimes you can't open the banana via the stem here. So if you can't do that and you're making a mess of this end trying to sort of open it, this end, the opposite end, if you squeeze it, it'll split. And that is the easiest way to peel a banana, I think. And I figured that out by watching bananas be peeled by monkeys. If anyone's going to know how to peel a banana, I reckon a monkey will. So I'm just going to cut this into rounds, which I'll scatter across the top of the loaf and then sprinkle some raw sugar on top of that. And then it's going to go into our oven for about 45 minutes at between 160 and 180 degrees. My banana bread has come out. That, for me, is what a banana bread should look like. Really dark, like that, well cooked, sticky, yummy, beautiful. I'm gonna allow it to cool a little bit before I try and cut it. Because we've got the banana in there and I added that little bit of sugar, it's gonna be really moist. If I try and cut it while it's hot, it's just gonna fall apart. So I'm gonna let that cool and slice it up, serve it with a little bit of butter, and you're absolutely in heaven. That is a very good banana bread. Give this recipe a try at home. I guarantee you it'll be the best banana bread you've ever had. All right, let's head off and see where Holly is and what she's up to for this episode.
Today I'm in the beautiful Tamar Valley where it is full of the most fabulous food and wine culture, fabulous produce, and it is a gorgeous and misty morning. I'm joined by Ben. I'm in Yorktown today visiting the fabulous Yorktown Organics. And you guys are renowned for your organic growing, which is so fabulous these days, what people are after. How is it different, the organic way of doing things?
We really look after the soil and the environment. And we do get assessed, and there's a lot of protocols and stuff that we've got to follow just to make sure that everything's right. We get assessed by an independent inspector. As we use as much certified product as we possibly can.
How fantastic. Yeah, and there's so much better to eat, obviously, as well for us in our bodies. And you guys also do these magnificent micro salads. Tell me about that.
Yeah, just kind of evolved. So they're just past their colloidal leaf, and yeah, quite young and small and delicate, and they're unique flavour. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, really? Yeah. So the flavour is different to the larger kind of same herb or salad?
Yeah, just slightly,
oh,
and
wow.
a lot more the texture as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We were trying a little bit before, and they do taste beautiful.
A bit more delicate.
Yes. Yeah. Adorable. And you guys, this area as well. People can come and pick up some local produce from you guys.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely. We've got the cellar door open. Bits and pieces, in season stuff like tomatoes and all our micro herbs and these kind of things as well.
Fantastic. And what else do you guys grow out here?
We grow tomatoes, zucchinis, beans, a few apples to go through the farm gate here, garlic, edible flowers.
I saw the flower patch.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So that's for trimmings on meals and those sorts of things?
Yeah, some people will pluck the little petals out and sprinkle them through their salads and this kind of thing. So yeah.
And is there quite a market for that sort of thing?
Oh, yeah, quite large, and cakes as well, cocktails. These are the kind of things that we see on Instagram coming back to us.
In fact, just this morning I had some banana bread at a local cafe and I had a little edible flower on there. Hopefully it was from you guys.
Yes, I definitely would be.
Ben, thank you so much for having me out here today. It's been amazing seeing what you guys are doing and growing this beautiful organic produce. It's such an important thing and we're so lucky to have you.
It's been a pleasure having you here. Come back anytime.
Thank you. I'm continuing my fantastic adventures through the Tamar Valley region. Now, Tamar Valley is very world famous for its fabulous wine, but I'm exploring some of the lesser known fabulous places like Yorktown Organics, which we saw before, and now I'm at Brady's Lookout Cider, tasting some of their apple cider and how they make this fabulous product. I'm with Caro today, who's going to tell me a little bit about your cider. Lovely to meet you and thanks for having me.
Great to be here, Holly. And what a lot of people may not know about the Tamar was that this was actually a infamous or famous region for apple growing right along this region. So a lot of the vineyards that you would see here today as you've been travelling were probably former pear, walnut or apple orchards. And there was about 30 different jetties along here, and a lot of the growers would actually ship their fruit across to Sydney and then it would get exported to the United Kingdom.
There you go. So now it's just a lot of grapes that has kind of replaced it.
Yeah, around the 1970s we saw the UK join the European Union, so the market for our fruits dropped overnight. So at that time a lot of growers were encouraged to go into other production systems, so it would have been grazing with livestock, or what we've seen as things have developed into more of a premium product that Tamar is known for is wines. So we've replanted a heritage orchard here because of not only the heritage but what we're wanting to do around cider production and bringing it back into the Tamar.
Well, I understand everything is done right here on site, so I'd love to head on inside and you can show me a little bit more about how the cider is made. We're here in this incredible barrel room and you do tours, don't you, through here so people can really experience the whole way that cider's made?
We do. So this is one of our more intimate experiences because we take the time to go through the whole process with people that come here. So we age our cellars in this room. It's designed like a French cave system where it doesn't change too much in degrees. That's what we want here as sparkling producers. And we talk through and show the process with people on the tour. So we have these barrels here and these are ciders that haven't gone through their full process and we're still doing a bit of experimenting with them. So those on the tour can taste that. They can also taste a bottle that we've just opened and it's probably made a bit of a mess because of the gases that have come out of it, but it still hasn't been finished. But our people that come on the tour can taste that as well. And then when they're going through the different cuvées that we have as finished products, they can really see and understand and taste what's been different through the process and really understand why we're taking the time to do what we're doing.
Well, this talk of tasting is making my mouth water. I think we should do some tasting.
You should. Let's go.
I'm at my last stop on my fantastic Tamar Valley tour, and what better place to finish up than here at Fork It Farm, this spectacular view and location. I'm with Kim and Daniel, the owners, who are going to tell me a little bit about what you guys do here.
So we do everything from growing the pigs to making the beautiful products and then showing other people what we have here. So.
And you also have some fabulous accommodation, which I'm lucky enough to be staying in tonight, right behind us. Yep. So people can get the whole farm experience, can't they?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we built this a little over 15 months ago, and just as a side business to really share our story as well and how we farm and why we farm. So we thought, what better way to do it than have people stay on the farm and experience as well. So.
And why is it that you do what you do?
It's just it was a whole change of lifestyle for us, as we said. So we were living in the big smoke in Brisbane and had city jobs, which were great jobs, but high paying and all those kind of things, but weren't enjoying life. So we were, I worked in science for 20 years and never had anything come out of it other than a few research papers, which is not very fulfilling in the long run. So we wanted to come down and make something change and to live a bit simpler as well. So we just weren't enjoying what we were doing, so came down and had a nice, simpler lifestyle. So.
Said Fork It.
Yes, that's it. Said Fork It, yeah.
And here you are.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is it exactly that you guys make?
So we mainly run pasture-raised Berkshire pigs, so free-range pigs, and from that we do a whole range of fresh pork cuts, but our big thing is a whole lot of Italian, Spanish-style charcuterie and salumi-style meats, so everything from prosciuttos and pancettas, Spanish chorizo, jamons, lonzas, guanciale. We do bresaola from our beef. So it's not just the pigs we run a small herd of cattle and some sheep as well. We have some ducks and geese on the farm. So everything we grow on the farm ends up getting processed and then turned into lovely products. And we feel that gives a truer representation of the flavour of our products. So.
You can see the pride you guys have in your product, and I think that, that speaks for itself really, doesn't it?
Yep, yeah.
And it really is the ultimate farm stay. Like we're immersed right in the middle of your farm.
Yes, that's right.
People get to come and stay here and experience basically what you guys live.
Yeah, that's right. And so even all the products, we try to grow as many of the herbs and like garlic and all that on farm ourselves. So grow all that organically. Kim's built a great kitchen garden, so now any fresh herbs that go into any of the meats or anything, we all supply ourselves. So
yeah, we can see what we've achieved every day, and enjoy it. So
and then see the appreciation people have for it when they eat eat it as well. So
This really is the ultimate farm stay. I'm going to sit back here this afternoon, enjoy this incredible platter and this amazing view and just the peace and quiet of this beautiful place.
Yep.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yep, and
Great to
here
have
you're
you.
off grid as well, so completely off grid.
I noticed, which is the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
The Yorktown Organics have been growing great produce for a long time, and I've actually been using them for a lot of the stuff that we do, either with restaurants or just home cooking, for probably 10 years. So they're very, very good at what they do, as everyone in those stories were. All right, now we went from banana bread, so a kind of a dessert, but a nice simple dessert that you can really have any time of the day, to a pesto pasta. So we're going to make our pesto first while our water comes to the boil. A decent amount of salt in my water. I'm using linguine. Cooking time on the packet, 8 minutes, so it's a quick cook time for our pasta. So basically, as soon as we've got our pesto ready, we can cook our pasta off. Now, the pasta water is very important for this dish. So one, you want to have the water well seasoned because you want to season your pasta, but two, we're going to use the water to help turn the pesto from a pesto into a pasta sauce. All right, so almonds, some blanched almonds, skin removed. I'm going to pulse these in the little food processor until they're sort of 3/4 of the way broken down. And then I'm going to add in my tomato. I'm going to de-seed and dice my tomatoes, add those in, my garlic, my basil, my pecorino cheese, and some olive oil. And that is basically it. It's nice and simple. So we'll start with our almonds. Right, that's about the consistency that I want there. De-seed and dice our tomatoes. So the best way, I think, for de-seeding and dicing tomatoes, you cut the top and the bottom off. The bottom you can use, the top you can't. Run your knife through the side and then basically just roll it as you cut, and you'll cut away the big core of seeds. Scrape all the seeds off, and then you've got just the flesh left over, which I can dice and pop that into our pesto. So I'm going to do the same with the rest of our tomatoes. Probably 3 cloves of garlic, because I want it to be nice and punchy, and then a good handful of basil, then a decent amount of pecorino grated in there, and then bring it all together. My pasta has finished cooking, and I just went outside and grabbed a few cherry tomatoes from our vine just to go on top. So get yourself a bowl, scoop your pasta in, and you'll see by just dragging it in, you're taking a lot of that pasta water with you. So we've got a decent amount of pasta water in there naturally, and I can spoon some more in if we need to. Now, it's a matter of adding our pesto. So while it's still nice and hot, add a couple of spoons of your pesto, and then just stir everything together. And that, for me, is enough pesto. All right, so grab a spoon, a tongue full of your pasta into your bowl. And then I've got these cherry tomatoes, which are so sweet and perfectly ripe at the moment that they're almost like little tomato lollies. Little explosions of sort of tomatoey goodness, and they're really sweet. So pop some of those in there. Again, that heat will bring them to life. So that's my almond pesto with linguine. A little bit of a twist on a classic, but I think for me, it's an improvement because I think the flavours are so well balanced. The basil doesn't completely take over, which it does with some pestos. Everything's nicely balanced, which I think is what you're after in a good dish. So we'll see you next time on Left Off the Map.